Oh, those Avs fans can be cruel stomping on a Wings shirt like that, saying nasty things. Down 3-1 in the series, they were frustrated, even ready to bury their own team. Even over at Coors Field for a baseball game yesterday, Wings fans were ready for the killing blow. Hey, Rocky Salesman, what about the Avalanche?
What about them?
You still believe?
I believe in me.
Let's go Wings! Let's go Wings! Let's go Wings! Let's go Wings!
Now hide, run for your lives. And Wings fans were plentiful in Denver for Game 5, while Avs fans were a bit cheesy. But when Colorado came out smoking, scoring 6 goals the first 40 minutes, the series was back on.
You're considered dead, and us, the players, we felt that we had life and that we had one more life and make the best of it.
They had the kind of starts that we've had in previous games, and they tip your hats to them. They played a great game tonight.
We're not happy with tonight's game or effort or outcome or anything. There wasn't one good thing about tonight's game.
Stunned by it?
Unhappy with the results, obviously. We didn't do the things we want to do. It's plain and simple.
Chris Osgood's second playoff appearance wasn't so much a slap in the face to goalie Mike Vernon as it was a relief, bullpen help. And Vernon held his head high as he left McNichols last night.
You know, it's a little frustrating at times, but you just got to keep battling in there, and that's all I'm going to try to do is just keep battling.
Mark, one thing? Hey, one thing from you? It's not. No Mark Crawford. Well, it's obvious that Colorado coach Mark Crawford has had his fill of the Detroit media through the first 5 games of the series. And as you see Mike Ricci leave, it's not a very complicated thing. Hockey's very simple. The Avs have breathed new life into a series that was supposedly over. The Red Wings have one thing on their minds. They want to just go to Joe Louis Arena tomorrow night and end this thing in 6. The Avs have nothing more on their minds than to be able to come back home on their home ice and win it in game number 7.
This was a positive game for us, and we have to go with this.
Don't get too happy yet, huh?
No, you get happy when
number 7's over.
When number 7's over, and that's what we're hoping for.
We're not down. We're not anything like that. We're off is probably the most the best way to describe it. But I think it's good. It's good. It's a good wake-up call, a good slap in our face, and we just got to get ready to go.
It's going to be a tough battle in Joe Louis, and we've got to win if we want to come back.
It's going to be like a Game 7 for both teams. I'm sure they don't want to come back here.
See you in Detroit, Joe. The Avs loved the poetic justice of that final score, like the Wings won 6-0. And even Mike Keene's new baby found reason to smile. Well, kind of. Mike, that makes hockey less meaningful, doesn't it?
Absolutely, absolutely.
Isn't that the only thing that's important?
Win or lose, you come home with a big smile on your face.
That is something. All right, see you in Detroit, man. Thank you. I guess you could just forget about this thing. Forget it even happened.
Oh boy, just write it off.
Write it off. Forget about it.
You know, if we lost 3-2 or 6-0, it doesn't matter. It's a loss, and
you're putting some fans in the stands for Monday. Think of it that way.
yeah. Keep the hometown fans interested, right?
Did I do my job?
Sure.
So the Wings hope they can pack their bags for the Cup Finals and won't have to see Denver, Colorado again till next season. With the Wings in the Western Finals, Mark Wilson in the Fox 2 Sports Zone.
Just looking at you, Mark.
How are you?
All right, thank you, Carlo. The Hall of Famers here. Bill Gatsby in all his splendor. He's talking Haji Baba time. Could never have dreamed, Bill, that they'd lose 3 straight to this team, could you?
No way. But they're not skating, Mark. They're not skating. If you're not skating, you're not doing anything out there.
And then
they're
Vladimir
just not playing at all.
Trying to get something going. They're getting physical at least still. I mean, it's not the fault of the physicality of the series.
Yeah, but St. Louis outmuscled them today in the checking and the deep checking in the corners. That's where you gotta muck it out.
The Wings had twice as many shots. I mean, is this just strictly a goaltender series? Doesn't mean a thing.
That shots, unless they're quality shots, doesn't mean a thing. Sure will.
Good. We'll see you in another couple of segments. We're going to bring you back, talk a little bit more about the NHL playoffs in total, talk about the Chicago-Colorado series, talk about that Florida Panther game today, and a little more.
Wasn't that something? That's a big upset.
Yeah, well, we'll do that in a little bit, so stay right here, and Bill will be back, and a little bit later in the Sports Zone, we'll do that, but the Wings go to St. Louis for Game 6 on Tuesday. If they don't win, they're out. History done fini. It's got everyone mind-boggled and has Scotty Bowman a bit angry over other things, namely Mike Vernon's health situation. After the game today, he ripped a Detroit newspaper writer today who said he made up an injury to Vernon to explain his absence from Friday's skate. Scotty, with good reason, was good.
He showed up with a stiff neck. Whether he says it or not, you can go and ask him if you want or not. That is unfair journalism. When you target one thing, that's not fair.
3 goals against the Penguins, vintage Shanahan. The winner in overtime, classic Shanahan. It's the kind of stuff we're getting used to around here. You know, you can go through all sorts of paper looking at the stats. The Red Wings pass this out kind of every week. And if you look, you got Brendan Shanahan's name all over the place. Power play goals, goals scored. Obviously, he's doing very well numbers-wise, but how's he doing just being a part of Detroit now? It's been 4 months. Let's ask him. Wait, right here.
It's kind of tough to assess things when really the project is incomplete at this point. Still a lot of season left to go.
But what about all the outside attention? Scoring 30 goals by February gets you a lot of face time. And Shanny's face rated one of the best in the world. In fact, he's one of the 20 most eligible bachelors, according to ETV.
I don't like it or dislike it. It's just something that is probably comes with the territory, but people get used to my mug and blend in a little bit more and get myself off the bachelor list, and then it'll be back to hockey.
Oh, wait a second now. Is that a scoop? You want to get off the bachelor list, what, the hard way? You know, there's a way to get off that list. You don't become a bachelor anymore.
Yeah, that's possible.
Ladies are swooning as we speak, which makes some of us jealous.
I mean, he's taken right over from me since he's got here, so, I mean, what can I do? I mean...
Well, Ozzy, don't you think I should be one of the 50 most eligible bachelors in the world?
I definitely do think you should be, actually.
You look like you have a good, car.
Could be worse, though. It could get no notice.
I'd rather just get the notice for playing hockey.
And boy, have we noticed. At Joe Lewis, Mark Wilson, Fox 2 Sports. They had a pretty good rest, 3 full days, and today the Red Wings were back at it. Joe Lewis getting ready for Colorado, whose exciting 4-3 clincher over Edmonton last night kind of went unnoticed by the guys. Sergei Fedorov didn't even watch it.
My dad told me.
Your dad told you?
Yeah.
And what, did you think, here we go again, though, when you first heard it was Colorado then?
Oh, I didn't think anything.
Did you say to yourself, here we go again?
I said, what did I say?
We're playing against Colorado Avalanche, and they're a pretty good team, so we got to be prepared for that, and the best team's going to win.
The Red Wings' first day back on the ice since last Thursday was pretty intense. In fact, one of these little babies nearly hit me square in the head, but that's okay because all of Metro Detroit knows what kind of series this is going to be. In fact, Michael Buffer, if you're out there, help me out if you please.
Let's get ready to rumble!
March 26th, the Melee in Motown, fights galore. Payback to Colorado for this. Chris Draper's shattered face. The result of that hit in last year's playoff game from Claude Lemieux.
That's a dead issue right now. All it is it's going to be, like I said before, and like I'm going to always say, it's going to be 2 very good hockey teams with 1 goal, and that's to get to the Stanley Cup.
Don't you hate them? Don't you hate Colorado?
I hated Anaheim, and then once the game was over, I mean, I'm fine.
That's all out of everybody's mind. What's on our mind right now is what do we do to win this series?
Let's get ready to rumble!
Oh, man, here we go again. At Joe Louis Arena, Mark Wilson, Fox 2 Sports.
Brendan Shanahan.
It is not a glamour hockey gig. The media rarely walks in packs to talk with them, and their names are never up in lights. But they are important to this Red Wings team.
I was here as a Black Ace 2 years ago, coming out from Adirondack and basically trying to make whatever contribution you can in your own ice sessions. So it's a little, I don't know, it's disheartening in some capacities, but you got to, it's.
But aren't they important in the same right, Aaron?
Definitely they're important. Everybody plays a role in the team.
So let's see, you got...
Mathieu Dandonneau.
Oh, and there's...
Kevin Hodson.
Also...
Jamie Pusher.
Pusher. And don't forget...
Mike Kanubo.
My name? Chris Osgood.
And each one of those guys knows their role, especially in a Western Conference final. They know what they're there for.
I think we got to keep the guys loosened up as much as possible, keep their minds a bit off all the pressure and everything that's going around. And
you could go from a guy who hasn't played in 3 weeks to a guy who's going to play a very important role, so you have to be ready for that.
You ever cheer for a suspension?
No.
Ozzy's situation, very weird. He's an all-star goalie stuck behind a red-hot Mike Vernon. But Ozzy laughs it off.
Just over 500 in the 3-on-3 games out there. 3-2 now in the last 2 days, so yeah. I keep track of that myself. I mean, it might not show up in the paper, but we know about it here.
It's exciting to be here, and it's where you want to be, so I wouldn't trade place with anybody.
See, being a Black Ace is okay. At least you get a front row seat. Oh, for a win tomorrow, though. With the Wings in the Western Finals, Mark Wilson in the Fox 2 Sports Zone. Hi, welcome to Denver. Hi, welcome to Denver. Hi, welcome to Denver.
You are everywhere.
After a very quick hello and an even quicker phone call by Brendan Shanahan, the Wings were ready to hit the ice. still buzzing over their 6-0 brawl game win last night. Just a W away now from the Cup Finals.
When I was a little kid, I didn't dream about being up 3-1 in a series.
No, but being a game away from the Cup?
No, didn't dream about that either. Dreamt about winning it.
We just like to go out and play the same kind of style and the same kind of hockey that we have in the first 4 games of this series.
Can always go better.
Why are you laughing at that?
Well, it's true. It's true. I'm just
true, or do you really not maybe believe that?
No, I really believe that we can play better and we can beat this team.
It's a long way from a party, so we're just going to concentrate on Game 5.
You know, the last thing they want to do is come back to this place for a Game 7. And yeah, by the way, all those pom-poms are back on the chairs here at McNichols. Yippee. Avalanche coach Mark Crawford could use the pom-pom concession, could help him pay his $10,000 fine for that tirade aimed at Wings coach Scotty Bowman last night. $10,000 fine for this bit of business.
When you do something like that, you just say, "Oh, was that ever stupid?" And it was.
You know, there are more cameras, more focus, stuff like that, and I think a lot depends on when it happens and, you know, the situation.
Oh, was that ever stupid?
You're not going to get a different answer because that
Not going to get anything out of you, am I, Aaron?
Nope, politically correct.
I have to move on. Our team has to move on. And that's what we're going to do.
All right, thanks, guys. We are in the Wings dressing area a couple of days after the fact. This is today. They are still trying to clean up from that whoopla party on Saturday night. In fact, I found a couple of bottles of champagne still around, a couple of cans, obviously, and yes, here it is. Darren McCarty's victory cigar. I think I'll just leave that alone. Anyhow, when you talk about the future of the Red Wings for 97, 98 for next season, you wonder how many of these nameplates are still going to be on these lockers, at least the nameplates that weren't taken after Saturday night. Mike Vernon, Chris Osgood, still some decisions to make. And the biggest one is who's going to coach this team for next year. And the only guy who can answer that is the head coach.
I'm not concerned about it at all.
Konstantinov is back, so is Yzerman, Shanahan, Draper, McCarty, Ward, and Murphy. No matter what happens, no matter who comes back, the Wings will still have a fine team for next season, one that will be able to repeat as champions, as Stanley Cup champs once again. Still plenty in their arsenal. And by the way, just to get off the subject, here they are. These are the T-shirts the guys are going to wear at the rally tonight. As John Wharton, the trainer, said, the drought's over. Drink up, boys. There it is. So back to you guys. By the way, how did this get here again?